Sports Federation. Me Puseletso, that is President Sanderson, are you in a meeting? President Sanderson?
Yes, sir. Sorry for that. Chairperson, I am present in the meeting. Thank you.
Thank you. Then Mepuseletso, you would then do the rituals of the committee to President Sanderson and some of the people that he has came with to do the presentation and response to questions. But he will introduce them. We'll give it to Mepuseletso.
Thank you, Chairperson. Mr. Sanderson, may you please just assist me with the names of the officials that are going to be assisting you do the presentation so that I can administer the oath or the affirmation?
Okay. Present with us today is the second Vice President, which is Mrs. Puleng Chabalala. We then have the General Secretary, Mr. Lotlonolo Maduna. We also here with the Treasurer General, which is Mr. Bongani Chabalala, and a additional member and also the head of our Gender Commission, which is Deirdre Schroeder. And we might be joined a little bit later by the first Vice President, which is Mr. Thando Mbotwana. So that is the members that of the Management Committee who will assist us in providing you with a presentation on the Sports Confederation. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. Chairperson, may I just clarify something with you on the side before I proceed?
Okay. In the meantime, is it fine that President, can we then, President, can you get your presentation?
Yes, Chair. The
Yes,
presentation should be flighted. Thank you, Chairperson. Because the members are from the board, they will not be administered the oath. With your permission, and that Mr. Sanderson may proceed to flight his presentation. Thank you, Chair.
Thank you, President Sanderson. We are yours. President Sanderson?
Yes, Chairperson.
Yes, are you able to upload your presentation so that honorable members can see the presentation? But I know that they do have, the presentation was shared to honorable members.
Chairperson, I would just like to request that, and I actually forgot that the office manager is also with us, Mr. Tusom Puang, that he just upload the presentation for us. Mr. Puang?
If Mr. Mpuang has challenges, he must just indicate to us, President.
Okay.
Mr. Mpuang? Good evening, honorable members. I'm busy trying to share the presentation. Thank you. Is it this one? This one. Is the presentation? Can we all see the presentation?
Yes, we can, Mr. Mpuang.
Thank you. You may continue, President.
Okay, thank you. Mr. Mpuang, if you can just move to the next slide. Chairperson, I'll start with our management team that we've just presented to you. And our management committee is myself as the president, Edward Saunderson, Mayor Puleng Chabalala is the second vice president, Mr. Tando Mbokwana as the first vice president, Mr. Tlonolo Maduna as the general secretary, Mr. Bongani Chabalala as our treasurer, and as indicated, Mayor Deirdre Schroeder, who is our additional member, but also responsible for our gender commission. We then have additional members in Mr. Mapole Pitso, who is responsible for our legal and constitutional matters. We then have Mrs. Lerato Tlale, who is responsible for our marketing and media. And we then have Mr. Nicodemus Banyani, Mayor Filwe Klakuri, who is responsible for disability, and then Mr. Job Mashabati, he is responsible for all our athletes. So these are our additional members, and we also have the 5 members of the districts, which is the representatives. They are from the different districts. We have Mr. Tsepo Sekese, who is from Faisal Adabi, Tumelo Taisi. Sorry, unfortunately I see there's no picture. That is from Lejole Putswa. We have Mr. Zumkulu Mokotso. He is from Tabo Futsinyana. We have Mr. Tabo Klasa, who is from Harib district, and then we have Ngaka Matuani, who is from the Mangaung Metro. So these are the members of the different districts. We have our honorary member, who is Mr. Lucas Matabako. He also used to be a president of the Free State Sports Confederation. The chairperson, that is the members of the executive. The chairperson, I would just like to hear from you. Would you like us to move through everything that's on the presentation? Or would you just like us to touch on certain elements, seeing that the presentation was sent to the honorable members and yourself, Chairperson, if you can just guide in terms of that?
Yes, as President, I think it just focus on critical issues that you require the committee to have attention on. Okay,
thank you. So the National Sport and Recreation Plan and the National Development Plan, this is our mandate, so adopted as a document and then signed off by the MEC. So that is where we derive from. Also, the National Sport and Recreation Plan signed off by the Minister of Sport and Recreation. And we also find ourselves as mandated by the National Sport and Recreation Act. We have a constitution. We also form part of SESCOC, so we represent SESCOC as a member in the province, and obviously all the legislative documents that you can go through. Mr. Mpuang, if you can then move to the next slide. So in terms of strategic objective 11, to integrate the development of South African sport at provincial and at local level through sports confederations and councils, to increase participation and the development of sport and recreation. Strong and coordinated local sports structures are a prerequisite, and these structures support the pathway for sport and recreation development from grassroots level. So just also in terms of the National Sport and Recreation Plan Strategic Objective 11, we just to ensure that the Sports Confederation are structured and operational at local, regional and provincial level, observing and set demarcation, the federations at all the different levels. Now, just to indicate that we have sports confederations in each town in the Free State. We have sports confederations in each district of the Free State, and then we have sports confederation, which is us, the mother body within that. In total, gives us 101 structures that we have in the Free State. We also have then our federations, which we will deal with a little bit later. Tusha, I think you can move through the role of government. So the role of the Sports Confederation is to lead civil society in translating policy into action. The sports councils must implement policy and create programs to that effect within a system of good governance. Act as an umbrella body for all components of sports sectors, including provincial federations, universities, tertiary sport for people with disabilities, and so on. That is our role. The NGO will be assigned to the responsibility of optimal functioning of sports development, namely holistic development of sports people within the elite sport and on a development level. Federations are responsible for the delivery of development systems, the delivery of provincial and local teams, and ensure that technical rules and regulations, systems and competitions and clubs in various communities are in place, accessible and used duly. So the initial establishment of the Free State Sports Confederation was in 2009 under the drive from the MEC from Free State Sports, Arts and Culture, spearheaded by the HOD, and there was a process that followed. I won't go into much detail just to save time in terms of this. What is the Sports Confederation, or what we were called a while back as sports councils? Sports confederations are constituted organizations formed by sport organizations, federations at various levels, and it is a multi-coded structure. These tiers can be on all the different levels as well. So the Free State Sports Confederation, as it stands at the moment, we have 36 provincial federations, we have 5 district federations, and we have 3 associate members. So that is the different federations that is affiliated to us. So as you can see the members, there's the 5 districts that's affiliated with us, and we then have the the different. You would see that we indicated 3, but it's actually 4 associate members, which is our university sport. It is our different universities that formed a body. We have our indigenous games organization, correctional services, and also the defense force, which is mainly the Tempe Defense Force in our. So we have different programs that we run. We mentor structures of sport in the province. We have a sports house, which is the Sports Confederation house, like we call it, which is at the department. We administer and manage sport. We represent sport to stakeholders, implement sport for the disabled, oversee the Free State Academy of Sport. We regularize school sport, and we support school sport as well, support federations and club development. We have different commissions that we're looking at, including us providing colors. So the Free State Sports Confederation is the body that bestows provincial colors on athletes and administrators. We deal with dispute resolution. We deal with our transformation audit and monitoring, implementation of our colors program. We have a provincial information database, sport and recreation research, which we're doing. We assist our members with applying for lottery funding, and we support them through the process. We recognize and we give with the support of the department. We do our annual sports awards as well. Thank you, Tisha. So we also have special projects that we implement from time to time. We run programs, training programs with the CATSITA and some of the other institutes. We also have a sports archive. We give recognition to legends, and there's currently a program that we're assisting the MEC with, where she would like to award some of the federations as well. So how do we as the Free State Sports Confederation benefit people and communities? We bring people together, providing opportunity for social interaction and nation building, empowers, inspires, and motivate individuals, keep kids away from television or computer screens to keep them active, and make sure that they participate and learn better and enjoy school, improves mental health, eases pressure on health system, and we contribute to social capital as well. Healthy workers are more productive and take less sick leave. So we also provide this, create positive alternatives, and I will just want to focus on one more, which is we contribute enormously to tourism in the province. We contribute with every time when there's a event within the Free State. That is what we contribute. We encourage events, national and provincial events, so that we can provide and create employment opportunities. We promote a healthy and active lifestyle, and develop life skills and leadership abilities through sport. It is obvious that sport is also building character, and we also helping our athletes and our sports people, with discipline. So we've given you more than enough reasons, the chairperson, honorable members, to know that sport is what we need within our province. We have staff composition in our office. We currently have an acting manager, which is Mr. Mpuang. Then we have a client liaison officer, a provincial coordinator, and then we have what we call coordinators in the office as well, and we have a office cleaner as well. So that is our staff complement. We currently have 2 permanent staff members, which we are rotating at the moment to, and for the lack of funding, we still have the permanent position of a office manager vacant at the moment. And so we are assisted with 3 interns in the office, which is coordinators, which are currently sponsored by the department. And we have an office cleaning lady that assists us. So the FSSC office are based at the Free State Psychiatric Hospital, hosted in the department office building. We have 3 offices at the moment, and we have an office for the reception. We have an office for the President, General Secretary, and we also assist with our boardroom. We assist any federation that has a need for meetings. We assist them in terms of that. So governance and accountability. So constitutional accountability to our members of the Free State Sports Confederation. We make sure that we have regular meetings. We need to account. We provide annual reports. We provide financial financial reports, monthly management and quarterly executive meetings that we have to account on the finances, unqualified audited financial statements for the last 4 years, and I can include the current financial year as well as unqualified audited financial statements. We have our regular meetings, which is executive management meeting, our annual council meetings. Our next annual general meeting will be on the 4th of October. We have regular meetings with our stakeholders, including the planning and implementation and monitoring with the Department of Sports, Arts and Culture, and obviously also with our different partners. So we form partnerships with business, with funding, funding structures, institutes, business, and how do we achieve this? With partnerships, we through funding, through professionalism, through trust, accountability, transparency. We have a common vision, and we provide leadership. Funding, we currently get our allocation from the DORA allocation for sports confederations. We also get funding through for our schools through school sport, and for our clubs through club development. We also apply from time to time through the lottery. We're currently busy with the lottery process, where we and our federations apply for lottery funding, and we're currently also looking for sponsorships. So we provide education and training, and we have partnerships with the CITAs to show you can move. So our key performance areas, we structure sport and membership development. We focus on corporate governance, branding and marketing to increase sports tourism, development of athletes, coaches, and technical officials to increase participation in international competitions and the Olympics. I also just want to mention, through this process at the National SA Sports Awards, one of our technical officials got Technical Official of the Year at the Anesta Stradum, and we are very proud to call her a Free Stater that is working with our disabled athletes. Just to mention that, we provide leadership and mentorship. We are focused on transformation, social cohesion, and nation building. We host national and international events through our bidding and hosting commission. We would, from time to time, run fundraising projects like our golf day that we have, and we we look at dispute resolution as well. To show the next slide. So we have a strategic, we have our strategic plan that we would do every 4 years. Our term of office would be every 4 years, and we focus on a whole lot of projects, which is we in total have 8 strategies of 8 goals that we have, and we would like to take you to just the last 4 that we want to stop at: leadership and mentorship for good governance, transparency, accountability, and ethics. We also focus on transformation, social cohesion, nation building, as already indicated, but we are also focusing, and there's a particular focus on women, culture, youth, demographics, disability, and rural development. We would like to increase the hosting of national and international events through our bidding and hosting, and that's very important because we as sport would like to play a role in growing the economy of the Free State, and in the process we would like to create jobs for our people within the Free State. So we also create fundraising arm of the Sports Confederation, which is the Free State Sports Trust, that we would then look for donations and projects. So our budget, as you can see it, we have our 2 grants that we receive. We receive voted funds to annually, and it's determined annually for this. For this financial year, we've been given a grant of 1.7 million, and we also receive a conditional grant, which is there's a condition to it, which is 1,300 million, which we are given to run different projects, which is support capacity building, our local structures, our district sports confederation, setting up provincial structures, athlete support. You know that our athletes needs to go to different places, especially the ones going overseas, awarding of provincial colors. We're managing our dispute resolutions, because we always need to intervene where there's a matter and then monitoring and compliance. So this is our actual budget that we need. Is actually we need to productively and to do our job properly in the province. We actually need in the vicinity of 13.5 million that we need to do. But you can see from what we currently, the 1.7 that we're currently getting, that's a long shot from where we supposed to be. So that is basically in terms of our budget. Sports facility that are compliant and non-compliance of sporting codes, and I'm just going to touch on some of it. I think the portfolio committee is well aware of athletics in the athletics stadium in Bloemfontein that's currently, and our DP de Villiers stadium in Sasolburg. These are the only two athletics facilities that is accredited for us to run. We have also Global Park. We have the tennis stadium in Bloemfontein that you're also aware that there's some issues with the structure. We've mentioned that today the rugby stadium maintenance issues and the downgrading. Do we have the Kaiser Sabotella Stadium that is also not Charles Mopedi Stadium. We also have our Happy Valley, and then obviously our swimming pools that some of them compliant and non-compliant. Which facilities to lease but having difficulties? Obviously, we've mentioned the Free State Rugby Stadium, and chairperson and honourable members of the portfolio committee. We've been from day one as the Sports Confederation, we've been involved with the Office of the MEC supporting rugby and the municipality with the Free State Stadium. Immediately when the news broke that SARU downgraded them, we've been involved with the tennis stadium, the Free State Athletic Stadium, Mangaung cricket oval, and the numerous swimming pools. We intervene on all of these members. There's a list of sporting coach to expand to the rural areas and townships, like your golf, like your archery, like your gymnastics, like your tennis, like your aquatic sports, to name just a few of them. These the sporting coach that still requires transformation and demographic representation. We have your archery, we have gymnastics, tennis, aquatics, handball, badminton, just to name a few of them. Which sporting codes to introduce in the province? We currently have about 38 federations within our province that is currently sporting codes that's affiliated to us, but SESCOC have 87 members on a national level, and it is our responsibility to get some of these the sporting codes, like your canoeing, like your fencing, like your rowing, like your weightlifting, like your wrestling, like your judo, and to name a few of them in our province. We have a lot of water, so there's no excuse that canoeing cannot take place and rowing cannot take place in our office. What is it that the Sports Confederation wants the community to help with? The committee to help us with advocating sport as part of service delivery and not just a nice to have. Sport is dealing with nation building and social cohesion, but not just that, it also creates jobs. We have a whole lot of professional players that earn their living through sport. We have a whole lot of coaches that earn their living through sport, and we want it to be advocated as a standalone economy and an industry that is providing a essential service in our province to improve the positioning of sports in government. It's very important that government takes us as sport serious, and especially when it comes to budgeting for sport, better funding, as sport is part of social cohesion and nation building. We want to make a case for facility maintenance and upkeeping of our facilities. We have too many times where there's a national event where we would like to bring to the Free State, but unfortunately, due to the poor maintenance of our facilities, we cannot bring events to the Free State, and as a result, we miss out on sports tourism and economic growth due to the fact of the lack of proper maintenance of our facilities. We need a multi-purpose indoor facility for both sport and conferences, a big conference facility where we can have indoor sport taking place. We currently do not have one in the province. We would like sport to create jobs and grow the economy with the hosting of more events. We would like to have a sports grant for our coaches and administrators. It's similar to the EPWP workers, a grant. We would assist to get big events to the Free State, to grow position sport, to contribute to the tourism in the Free State, and also money that is plowed into the province through sport must also find expression within sport again, because we contributing immensely to the economy. We would like also to have a fund to calculate and determine the impact of sport to make a case for economic growth. We currently have on a weekly basis big major sporting events, but it's impossible for us to be able to determine the value of these events, like the events that's taking place this weekend. We have on Friday night, we have two big the soccer game of Suelele FC, and we also have the Currie Cup rugby game, which is contributing to the economy, but it's not measured so that we can determine what is the economic spin-off and the economic impact. So we would like assistance with that as well. We need a sports policy in all the municipalities, and we've made some strides in terms of that. Salga is assisting us in that. In that, we have a lot of challenges in terms of our facilities, and I've mentioned already. Tusho, I think we can move on that one. That the municipalities need to assist us. We still have some challenges in terms of the alignment of our Free State Academy of Sport, which is not according to the framework. The Free State Sports Confederation needs to deliver on teams, and we've indicated both on a local and the national and even international level, and the academy is where they need to be trained. So it's very important. There's also the Ministers 350 project that we want to be part of. So it is very important that we create more athletes to be able to go to the Olympics in LA in 2028. We need funding for our vacant positions. We need funding for our districts and our Metro Sports Confederation. And we also need adequate and streamlined support for our federations. Our provincial federations are struggling because we cannot give them enough financial support. Build and strengthen the relationship with other departments. It's very important that the STIA, which is responsible for tourism, need to assist us, even if it's some portion of the tourism levy, which is received through tourism, to assist us as sport, because week in and week out, our hotels are filled with athletes and competitors, which is coming to our province government to understand the importance of sport as an industry that can create jobs and to grow the economy. I've mentioned it a couple of times just to and unfortunately, we have a very small budget currently for that. And that is our presentation. I hope we've covered the 4 questions, and Chairperson, there is where we're going to stop with our presentation. Thank you.
Thank you, President Sanderson, with your collective. Thanks a lot. It was a very eye-opening presentation to understand how the sports fraternity is organized and coordinated in the Free State for the betterment of the young people and the old persons who are involved in sports, and to continue to set Free State, to set and put the Free State on the map. Honorable members, that is the presentation from the Free State Sports Confederation. Can we see hands that wants to interact with the presentation, honorable members? I see the hand of Honorable Pretorius, and then other honorable members, as and when they raise their hand, they will come through. Honorable Pretorius.
Thank you very much, Chair, and thank you very much for the presentation by the Free State Sports Confederation. It's much appreciated. I'm very happy that we could have the session. Chair, yes, my first question would be in terms of the required budget that we have seen there. I find it very interesting. It seems currently the FSCC is receiving about 3 million, but they note that they actually require substantially more, about 10 times more, 30 million. I think it would really assist the committee a lot if we could perhaps at some stage receive, perhaps even if it's in a written reply, just a detailed breakdown of that required budget so that we as a committee can better understand why that funding is required and for what is specifically required, perhaps in terms of line items. And that would assist the committee greatly, to actually consider perhaps a resolution looking at the APPs of the Department of Sport, Arts and Culture to see, listen, is the money actually being utilized based where it is currently being utilized, or is there indeed a case to be made to award more funding to the FSSC? And we can also go and benchmark in other provinces to see what percentage of the funding from that department is then actually allocated for the implementation of the plans of the FSSC in those provinces. Chair, then if we could just get a short indication in terms of the Free State Academy of Sports. I do understand that the Free State Academy of Sport as well as the Free State Sports Science Institute works alongside or together with the Sports Confederation. If we could just get perhaps an indication of precisely where these other two institutions fit. Are they also aligned to the FSSC? Do they work together? Are they incorporated together, or how do they function? And Chair, then I'm very happy to hear that the FSSC has brought up this issue of our dilapidated infrastructure, our sporting infrastructure across the province. I think most members can attest, if they go on to oversight across the province, that we find in municipalities, especially our rural municipalities, but as well as even in our only metro Mangaung, that most of our sporting infrastructure is really in a terrible state of disrepair. And I'm very happy that the DP de Villiers Athletic Stadium was also brought up now, because last week and Monday Tuesday when we were doing oversight in Sasolburg, I quickly stopped at that stadium and I could see that there's also urgent work needed there. And I do understand they've also lost their accreditation. Now, we have spoken about the Mangaung Athletic Stadium, but the DP de Villiers Stadium, when I was talking there to one of the stakeholders, mentioned to me that it serves a very great area of the Northern Free State, even parts of the Vaal, etc., and mentioned that he believes about 100,000 children went through those doors in the last financial year, and close to 50 schools in the area make use of that stadium. So there's definitely a case to be made for the upkeep of the DP de Villiers Stadium. And if we can have that one functioning and brought back to a world-class stadium, then we've got one athletic stadium functioning in the north of the province. And if Mangaung is also then restored to its glory, then we have a second one that's operational for the South and Central Free State. But then I'm concerned about the engagements between the local government and the province and national then with FSSC. Do these other spheres of government, or all three spheres of government, actually take into consideration the request by the FSSC in terms of where assistance is needed, where the most benefit can be gained by upkeeping our various sporting facilities? And mention is made about the indoor sports facility that's needed by the FSSC. But I do note in our Smithfield, there is that construction of the 57 million indoor sports center in Smithfield. But then I'm asking, was the FSSC consulted about this, the building of this indoor sports center? Is that the correct place to be building that center? Where, yeah. So my big question is a consultation with the FSSC regarding infrastructure, current infrastructure and future infrastructure, because to my mind they are the body that might be best situated to be saying, listen, this is where we need these different types of infrastructure. And then in terms, let me just check here. Yes, and then in terms of the calculations, I'm very happy that's also been brought up by the FSSC in terms of the contribution that is brought economically by sports in the province. this is something the committee also has to take a note of, is that, you know, there is funding available, let's say within the STEER and as well as the Department of Sports, Arts and Culture for research. And it is something that we have to look to, and I agree with the presentation made, is to look to these big sporting events, you know, that we receive, or that funding is made available to do evidence-based research via our institutions of higher learning, etc., to actually show us, you know, what the economical benefits are to our province, to our cities, in terms of hosting of sport events. And then indeed we can make a better case for the allocation of more budget towards maintenance, etc. Yes, Chair, and then I made another comment here, but I can't read what I wrote here because I'll have a look at. Oh, yes, it's actually more of a comment. There was a comment made as well about the potential of water sports in our province. And again, I'm just very concerned here, and it's again we have to incorporate other departments here, Kochta, etc., because our fresh water across the province, whether it's the Vaal River, the Gariep Dam, the Orange River, are being polluted substantially by raw sewage flowing into those. So it's one thing to be calling for water sports, but we've even seen in Mangaung last year that some of the events that were going to take place at the Modderrivier was cancelled after they did tests for the water quality, and was found that it's unsafe, and that event was cancelled. I think it was the Driekamp. There. So again, just stressing the importance of protecting our fresh water in the province, because we won't be able to have these events and actually open it up to our children and athletes if they are polluted. Thank you, Chair.
Thank you, Honorable Pretorius. And then it will be Honorable Klute. After Honorable Klute, it will be Honorable Jackelson.
Thank you, Chairperson, and thank you to the Sport Confederation for the inputs made and the presentation. Two quick questions. One, when did the term for this board start? I'd like to know just when they started with their term. And number two, I see mention of a honorary president in the confederation. Does that person form part of the board itself? And does the honorary president maybe receive any financial stipends or salary or any payments from FSSC? Those are my questions. Thank you, Chair.
Thank you, Honorable Klute. Honorable Jackelson. And then it will be Honorable Meko.
Thank you, Honorable Chair. I see the management committee, we've got presidents, vice presidents, all these people. Then we've got additional members of the executive committee. And then there are only 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, I don't see the photos of the district, but then there's as Honorable Klute said, also an honorary president. So there are a lot of people with a lot of titles in this entity. And I'm sure when they have board meetings, they all get paid things. And we've raised the issue in the past of the bonuses as well during COVID, etc., that they paid to themselves. I'm not going to go back to that issue now, because at the time they said they paid it legitimately to themselves. But Chairperson, if one looks at the budget of about 3 million and you listen to the presentation, then the presentation is basically just a theoretical exercise, because there's no way with a 3 million budget that you're going to do all these things. So I'm asking myself, you know, we've got a department of sports or a program for sports within the department. They've got personnel that they're paying. Now we've got this entity, which is also, it seems, a lot of the money is going into administration. But with all these administrative things and the theoretical things that they say they're doing, we still have a stadium that is going to be, that could be downgraded, which we were supposed to discuss. We didn't hear them saying what intervention they've made there to try and stop this from happening. And now we're sitting with a crisis regarding that. And I'm just not sure what they're actually doing, because with all these things that they say they're doing and long presentations and lists of things that they're doing, on the ground, practically, They must give us examples. Yeah, we've done this in this area. Yeah, we've done that with this specific sport code. So we're not getting practical examples of what they're actually doing and what benefits we are getting from in the province for the money that we're spending here. Besides a long presentation with a lot of theoretical stuff and a lot of people with a lot of titles. Thank you, Chair.
Thank you, Honorable Shackleton. Honorable Meko.
Chair, thank you very much. I think